Oof, guys, I've heard it this morning. He did. The country is falling apart. Like, at least the region he was in, or the cartel was operating in. God damn. Not gonna talk shit about him at all because I've seen a lot of people. There was one. There was one guy who talked shit about El Mencho and he got shot 3 weeks later. So even though I'm a nobody, I'm not in the mood to be put down. So, god damn, man, looks like a war zone. God damn, son, Jesus Christ, look at that. You guys notice something? Yeah, I forgot my shit. I'm gonna keep them fails in. I hope I can get a few minutes of quiet time because like the construction workers are on my roof and there's no telling when or what they're gonna do next. Jesus Christ, guys. Yeah, I wouldn't go there. A Mexican resort town has descended into chaos as the cartel goes to war with the military over the death of major leader. Yeah. Yeah. On Sunday, drug cartel responded to the death of Jalisco New Generation leader Nemesio El Mencho, Oseguera Cervantes in a military raid. Yeah, he got popped by Mexican officials. But the operation screams US to me, honestly. It does scream US to me. God damn, man. Absolutely crazy what's going on in the world, man. 2026 has no chill. Several members of the narco gang went on a rampage on the street in Puerto Vallarta as tourists were warned to stay indoors. The U.S. Department urged tourists to find shelter in a safe place, as some have reported they are currently trapped in the region. Bro. Shocking footage from the tourist hotspot shows a Costco on fire and security helicopters firing it. Seemingly at cartel members. God damn, man. Jesus Christ, man. There's not much to say, man. You hear shots. Yeah, I've seen that too. But guys, it's in the news. Look at that plant. It's a nice plant. Right? You know what kind of plant it is?
Qué bonito, nena. ¿Qué quieres que haga?
Footage from Puerto Vallarta mirrors that of a war zone. Yeah, for real, man. With footage from tourists on rooftops showing burning buildings and sounds of explosion. Yeah, it's a good time to be living up, all the way up, right? At least you're more safe there, unless cartel enters the building. But there will be no reason for it. It's funny that they doing that to a country that they apparently love. If you interview Mexican cartel members, every time they say, yeah, I love Mexico, I do. But why are you doing that to the country? I mean, like normal civilians and tourists didn't do shit to El Mencho, whatever. So I'm not quite sure where that leads, where that will lead us. But it will turn into a war zone, man. Air Canada has also canceled all flights into the city, citing an ongoing security situation and urging passengers to stay at home. Bro, why would you go there? Stay the fuck at home, bro. According to reports, authorities have called for backup federal forces to fight back against the cartel member. Yeah. Bless all Mexican officials. Now you can hear it. I'm sorry, guys, but I really do want to make videos. So, like, it's once per 10 minutes, maybe. So, it will survive that. The cartel leader's death followed a raid by Mexican forces in Jalisco on Sunday, with Mexican defense officials releasing a statement about the raid. Bro, pray for the Mexican officials, man. I'm not disrespecting El Mencho or any cartel for that sake at all. I will not do that at all. But, man, they need to be stopped. They need to be stopped. But it won't stop unless people stop using that as a party drug, a getaway drug, or whatever. If the demand is here, supply is met. Never forget that. During this operation, military personnel were attacked. So in defense of integrity, they repelled the aggression, resulting in 4 members of the criminal group being killed at the scene and 3 seriously injured who lost their lives during their transfer by air to Mexico City. Absolutely wild, man. It's so wild. Oseguera Cervantes was among those who died, with Jalisco, Michoacan, Tamaulipas, Colima. Yeah, like a few people were hit with the head of the snake. Bro, look at that, man. Look at those pictures. God damn. It's absolutely crazy. Pray for the future, man. I think you can't even hear construction workers on top. My microphone is not showing it. Cool. Cool, so I can record all afternoon. Nah, but for real, there's these people. These people don't deserve it. I had a friend from school who was from Mexico, and he went there for like a gap year. And he said it was wild with the cartels. It was hella wild. And honestly, I'd never want to encounter them. Why would I? But I want to travel the world. I would never want to. Honestly, they take all my shit. Let's be honest. Bro, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Couldn't imagine seeing that here. They're still trying to secure evidence, probably. Sky News host Lara spoke to tourist Ryan about the ongoing unrest in Mexico.
But I want to bring you some breaking news out of Mexico. This is extraordinary. Mexico's most powerful drug cartel bosses has been killed in a military operation. His name is Nemesio Oseguera, commonly known as El Mencho. He was targeted by Mexico's military in an operation in the state of Jalisco. Multiple vehicles and shops across the state have been set on fire in response to the killing of the drug lord. Now, members of organised crime have also been clashing with authorities.
Look, not saying I agree with any of that, but you gotta admire the loyalty of these people. just that aspect, just the loyalty aspect, because like on one hand, they tear the country apart because their leader got popped. But on the other hand, their leader wouldn't give two shits if any of those soldiers died. He wouldn't even he wouldn't even blink twice. Not even once probably. He wouldn't even give a single flying fly shit. Believe me.
Waves of violence
That to me is obnoxious.
that have spread over 5 other states, and this is just the beginning, it would seem. Joining me now is Ryan Voitilainen. He is from Vancouver, from British Columbia, but he is a tourist staying in this area of Porto Vallarta, which many people would know. Ryan, good to see you. What did you see?
Hello.
What's happening right there now? Are you trapped?
We're essentially trapped. This morning, my partner and I were supposed to be flying out of Puerto Vallarta back to Vancouver. And we were actually notified by a friend of ours because we're in an Airbnb that kind of faces to an inner courtyard. So it's fairly quiet where we are, only to find out from our friend about exactly what was going on. No sooner did we do that, we went outside and checked through from the rooftop because we weren't allowed out the front door. That there were multiple fires going on in Puerto Vallarta, including where I am in the Zona Romantica, which is the old town Puerto Vallarta.
Right, so have you been told by your airline that they are still running flights out of there? I mean, what's the advice from the authorities?
Inside and wait for further
At this point,
right?
my understanding from the local airport authority that all flights have now been canceled. It was actually the carriers themselves that were canceling flights first, but the airport actually, when I'm following them, was actually saying that they're open. Just allow extra time to get here. Since then, all of the major carriers, the Canadian carriers that I know of anyway, have all canceled their flights into tomorrow so far. And I'm hearing some people aren't getting reservations now or rebookings until at least Thursday, if not farther into the future. And that's if this unrest that's currently occurring kind of winds down.
Wow, I haven't been where you are right now, but it's certainly a beautiful place of the world. Many tourists go there, and Mexico has always tried to keep the cartels and the tourists separate. And the cartels, I guess there's this kind of unwritten law that, you know, tourists are off limits. It's an important part of the economy. But this seems to be...
If they touch tourists, they know better. I think they know better because like then they have other nations coming after them. I mean, like there's always a bigger fish, and cartels are probably being... let's not go into that conspiracy.
A point at the moment where worlds have collided. We're hearing reports of burnt out buses, burnt out cars, but not just the one or two we're showing you right now on the screen, but littered all the way from where you are, which would be the main thoroughfare to get to the airport. Have you heard anything about that?
I have heard about that, and apparently this is all part of their strategy to stop people from stopping people movement. And I've seen while I was up on the roof, there was actually a point where I saw a group of people on motorbikes that actually pushed a car into one of those intersections here in Old Town and set it alight, as well as the bus that was right next to the OXO, which is a local kind of corner store supermarket, which I understand a whole bunch of them were actually targeted throughout the city.
Crazy.
And just before I went live on air with you guys, I was hearing helicopters overhead, and a friend of mine who was also supposed to be flying home today, who's at a hotel nearby, has just let me know that the local pharmacy, the big one that's in Old Town here, has also now been set ablaze and is currently on fire as well.
Ryan, thanks so much for bringing us, joining our live broadcast.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Let's see how it unfolds. See you in the next one.